today, and I'm happy to have us in this introductory session. Okay, so we will be looking at our new unit, governance of adult care, governance of adult care, governance of adult care. And the aim of the unit is to provide all learners with knowledge and understanding in relation to governance of adult care provision. So how it is governed, how the adult care provision is governed across the board. These are some of the areas we'll be looking at as well. We'll be looking basically at the Care Act and its statutory guidance. So the Care Act is the main legislation and regulation that every care provision comes under. So it relates to care in relation to children and adults and the elderly. It relates to care in relation to people with disability and every kind of need that you can think about. We will be looking at who this act basically is for. We'll be looking at adult social care as well as wider elements of local authorities and how they support adult social care. We'll be looking at health and other local authority partner organizations, other organizations that work together with the local authorities to deliver care for adults. We will also be looking at social care provider and support organizations in all sectors. We'll look at those who are involved in the governance of these organizations and the people who work within the organization, the people who care for and support the individuals that are looked after, including volunteers. We're looking at professionals and practitioners in the health and care sector, particularly in relation to adult care. We will also consider other frameworks, the basic framework of the Care Act and the key components. We would also look at core principles behind the Care Act and what it's intended to deliver, and then some implications of the Care Act and changes that have occurred since the Act came into existence. There are three major learning objectives for us in this unit. I'm happy to let Lalita take us through all three learning objectives.
Yeah,
Lalita.
learning objectives. By the end of this lesson, learners will be able to first understand legislation and statutory guidance that underpins adult care provisions. Second, understand models of service delivery within adult care. Third, understand internal governance arrangements within own organization.
All right, thank you very much. Very good reading, Lalita. So these are the three learning outcomes that we'll be considering for this whole unit. Now, there are here are some of the assessment criteria that we'll be considering. Today, we'll be looking, if time allows us, we'll be looking at the first one, which is 1.1. Sarat, please, would you like to take us through these three? These are just three of the assessment criteria that we'll be looking at. There are others. Is Sarat there? I think you probably muted. Yes, Sarat, you are muted. Okay, so let me help Sarat as he tries to unmute himself. Summarize current legislation. I told legislation refers to the law. Current legislation and statutory guidance that applies to all aspects of service provision. Yes, Sarat.
Yeah, I'm here.
You can continue from 1.2. Thank you. Can you hear me, Sarah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Summarize
1.2.
current legislation and statute. Yes, I can hear it. Yeah. Summarize current legislation and statutory guidance that applies to all aspects of service provision. 1.2 Analyze the impact of legislation and policy on outcomes based on person-centered procedures and practice. 1.3 Explain on role accountability and responsibilities in implementing legislation and statutory guidance with the service provision.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sarah. So these are 3 of the assessment criteria. There are other assessment criteria, but we'll see if time permits us to be able to cover these ones. Now, we'll not go into that. So a little introduction to the CARE Act. And one of the acts you shouldn't forget is the CARE Act. Everything on this unit basically focuses on the CARE Act and its provision. So the CARE Act received royal assent for it to go forward to become an act of Parliament on the 14th of May 2014. And the CARE Act is in 3 parts. And don't forget this. The first one is care and support. The second one is care standards. And the third one is health. So the first part, which is part 1 of the Act, consolidates and modernizes the framework of care and support law. So there are laws and frameworks, guidance in relation to the provision of care and support for individuals who need that. And so under the part 1, there are new duties for local authorities. Every local authority, local government area has new duties to ensure the provision of care for people within their jurisdiction. Then there are new rights for service users and carers, people who receive the services and people who care for them, be they family, neighbors, friends, etc., without any pay. So this is the CARE Act. Let's look at it. So the CARE Act replaces many previous laws. So before the CARE Act came into being, before it became an act of the Parliament, there were these laws. So the first one was the National Assistance Act. It was enacted, or it came into effect in 1948, not very long after the Second World War. And the National Assistance Act was there to support people who were emerging from the war who needed support. Then we have the Chronically Sick and Disabled Person Act. That's the one at the bottom here where you can see the cursor. Chronically Sick and Disabled Person Act, 1970. And that came into being. Then we also have the NHS and Community Care Act, 1990. Then we have the Community Care Direct Payments Act, 1996. And then we have the Carers Recognition and Service Act, 1995. So all these 5 acts were replaced by one act called the CARE Act. So when the CARE Act came into being, all of these things were taken care of within one particular act. And that's why the CARE Act is important, and everyone needs to understand the CARE Act. Any questions so far before we continue? Okay. So if there is no question or contribution, let's proceed. So what is the CARE Act trying to achieve? You see that there were many laws that the CARE Act came to replace. So what is the CARE Act aiming at? These are the things that the CARE Act aims at. These 4 things you can see here. The CARE Act aims at ensuring that care and support that is given to individuals in the communities is clearer and it is fairer. There is equality and there is a clearer understanding of who qualifies for which care and support package and how it should be delivered. So the CARE Act clarified all of that. it clarifies all of that. Then the Care Act also promotes people's well-being, because it takes care of people with disability, people with learning difficulties, people different needs within the community. It also enables people to prevent and delay the need for care and support, and carers to maintain their caring role. So with the coming into force of the Care Act, people who need support can readily receive the support that they need. People who need care can readily receive the care that they need. So the Care Act eliminates delay, and it prevents anything that makes access to care and support difficult. It eliminates it so that people can receive the care and support that they need readily. The Care Act also puts people in control of their lives, so that they can pursue opportunities and realize their potential. So if someone has a physical disability, that does not prevent them from fulfilling their potential. That's why the Care Act covers all of that. So no matter what need you have in the community, in the country, the Care Act takes care of you. And so the Care Act is a very powerful legislation, very important. So we have an integrated act. The Care Act is also an integrated act. There are different sections of the act that are designed to work together. So it pulls a lot of things together. So it is local authority wide. It covers the whole local authority and every sector: children, youth, adults, elderly. It overlaps with children and families, including transition from being a child who, for example, we have adoption services. We have children who are living, who we call them children in care, children that are in the care of the social services because maybe of a family breakdown, and so they are not able to live with their parents, or one reason or the other, mental health challenges with parents, and so the children are taken out of the care of parents and then placed under the care of local authority. So there is overlap with children and families, including transition. That's the transition period. Then there are partnerships and integrations. There are different agencies within the community that work together with the social authority, with the social services, with the local authority, to be able to provide the care and support that is required, be it primary care or secondary or any other related. Then we have leadership within the communities in delivering these care and support. So the Care Act is an integrated act. It pulls a lot together for the service delivery. Please take note of this. I was talking about primary and secondary. There are legislations and regulations and guidance that the Care Act relates to. Shall we have, okay, I think we have Richard and Flora with us, who were looking for you much earlier on. Well done and welcome. Right. So, Lalita, please, are you able to take us through this? Very not too fast, so that we can look at each of them and proceed accordingly.
Okay. Legislation, regulations, and guidance. Primary legislation, the Care Act 2014, legal duties and power. Secondary legislation, the regulations, more detail on critical requirements. Statutory guidance, guidance on how to meet the legal obligations in the Act. Implementation support, best practice guidance, toolkits, and other products that help support implementation.
Good. So thank you so much. So this is how it is all mapped up, the Care Act. So we have the primary legislation that has to do with legal duties and the powers that are given to care agencies and the different departments that regulate the provision of care and support to people within the community. And we have secondary legislation and regulations. These provide more details on critical requirements of the law. For example, how children under the age of 5 should be taking care of what happens to them until they start formal education. There are a lot of things there. When we continue to proceed on this unit, you will see some of you will be surprised about some of the things that the Act actually covers. Then we have the statutory guidance. That's guidance on how to meet the legal obligations of the Act. And it's one of the things that managers and people who are in direct have direct responsibility for institutions and agencies that they manage need to know in order to be compliant and not to fall foul of the law. We have implementation support, which is best practice guidance, the best way to other products that support implementation. Any question before we continue? Then we have the framework of the Act, the CARE Act, and its statutory guidance. We have wellbeing. First principle, the principle that underpins the Act. All right, thank you very much for your patience. Right. So,
Hello, sir. Were you talking? It seems you are muted.
Okay. I think I lost connection.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yes. Sorry, I have to share my screen again. All right. Then we were talking about general responsibilities and key duties. Then diversity of provision and market oversight. Then we have safeguarding, how to safeguard individuals, be the children, which is child protection, and then safeguarding of vulnerable adults. The key processes in relation to how these are carried out is assessment and eligibility. So your needs will be assessed, and then to see if you are eligible, and then you receive the care package that you require. Then charging and financial assessment are also in place. There are people who receive care and support free of charge. There are people who pay for them privately. Depends on the assessment eligibility. So there is care and support planning. So care planning is done and the care package is put together for the individual according to the need of the individual. In this case, we're talking in the context of adults. Then we have personal budgets and direct payments in terms of those who receive financial support and how that is made to them, as well as those who provide the services and how that is also made to them. And these are reviewed from time to time. Yeah. So this is the first, the well-being principle. Shall we have Mike Richard to take us through the well-being principle? Richard, can you hear me, Richard? I think you're muted.
Yes, I can hear you. So the well-being principle, the general duty of a local authority in the case of an individual is to promote that individual's well-being. Well-being broadly defined 9 areas in particular. 1, local authority should also have regard to other key principles when carrying out their activities, such as beginning with the assumption that the individual is best placed to judge their well-being. Hello, sir. Sir, I think you're muted.
In that is best. Well, yes. I'm not.
Sir,
I'm not
I
muted.
couldn't hear anything.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you were lost. Your network was gone.
Okay, can you hear me now?
We can hear you, but it's still breaking badly.
Is it better?
No, it's breaking badly.
Oh no. Okay, let me. Right, is it better now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, much better.
Actually, the voice is cutting. The voice is cut. I can't hear anything like stable. The voice is cut, Chris. I don't know why. Maybe it's my problem.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
It's breaking down.
Sorry.
That's the problem.
Is it better? Oh no. Hear me now? Better? Anyone hearing me now?
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah,
Yeah,
Krish,
it's better
Can
now.
you hear me? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, so every individual knows what is best for them. And so that provision is made for the individuals to be able to have their say in their own care. All right. Right. Then the Act also brought about new responsibilities for local authorities. Sarat, could you take us through some of these new responsibilities? Sarat, can you hear me? Lalita, can you hear me? Can anyone hear me at all? Hello?
Yeah, Krish, we are able
Hello?
to hear you, but your voice is breakdowns. I mean, we
Yes,
are not
okay, so
able to hear
Lalita,
you properly.
okay, 1 minute. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right then, perfect. Okay, so Lalita, could you take us through the new responsibilities?
Sure. New responsibilities of local authorities towards all local people, arranging services or taking other steps to prevent, reduce, or delay people's need for care and support. Provision of Ragni, you have to wait, Biba. Provision of information and advice, including independent financial advice, promoting diversity and quality in the market of care providers so that there are services supports for people to choose from. Market, yeah.
Very good. Yes, so this of local authorities to ensure that everyone who is living in the local area who has access to care and support are taken care of adequately. There is reduction and prevention and of any delays in the care and support of people's needs. Information and advice readily accessible to people who need care and support, and promoting diversity and ensuring that the quality in the market of care in terms of the provision that people need and the packages that people need is available to them to choose from as per their needs. Okay, is there any question there? So apart from the new responsibilities, there are also new duties.
So your line is badly breaking.
That the Care Act provides, and that is very important.
Krish, we are not able to hear you properly. There are network issues, I guess.
Oh, again.
Yeah, we are not able to hear you properly. There's so much issues.
There's a lot of distortion in your line. That's we can't really make what you are saying.
Can you hear me now?
No, it's still no good, sir.
No.
Put it over now. Put it away.
I will not say it's finished. Not hot. But if we, Annie,
The next one is finishing. I'll skip to another one.
I'm not going to beat you, but you have watched for a very long time. It's not fair. Ryan, watch yours quickly. You're watching only 3.
So is it a problem from me or is it a general problem? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I think it's,
Yeah,
it's a
Krish.
problem only from your side, sir.
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Yes, it's better now.
Okay, then. Thank you. I try to use another
Oh, so it's very worse. It's very bad now. Hello, sir. It's not good at all.
Can you hear me now? I'm speaking from a different. All right.
No, it's not good, sir.
Hello.
No,
Are you
Krish,
able to hear me?
we are able to hear you, but your voice is not audible. I mean, there is so much disturbance. We are not able to understand anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I can hear you very clearly.
I guess problem is in your network, maybe because when Richard talk, I can hear it properly, and I guess Richard is also able to hear my voice properly.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I can hear the lady very well.
Yeah.
But sir, for yours, I think in general, it hasn't been very clear. So I'm not sure whether you want to maybe reschedule so we can
Actually,
have
for me also the same problem is there, guys. It's cutting out.
Yeah.
So,
Is it okay?
Sarat, what problem are you facing?
Right now, I can't see anything. I send the photo in the group. It's like automatically I am leaving the meeting. I think it's my problem, maybe a network problem. The voice is breaking. That's it.
Okay, can you see anything now, Sarat?
Yeah, now I can see. But actually, sometimes it's like automatically it's leaving the meeting.
You are being cut out of the meeting. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I sent the photo in the group. See that.
Okay.
And it sometimes it's stuck for long time period, like 10 minutes will stuck.
Oh, okay. But nobody else is facing that problem, isn't it?
Maybe my network problem, maybe most probably because I'm using a laptop. Maybe that's why. I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for letting us know. So are you all able to hear me now? Is it okay now?
Now it's fine.
Yes.
But
it's quite good now, sir. It looks good now. Hopefully we can sustain it.
Okay. So if it looks good now, shall we continue?
Sure. Yes, sir.
Yeah, of course. Let's go.
All right. Okay. Thank you. So these are the new duties. Who wants to take us through the new duties that the Care Act brought in place?
Sir, it's breaking again.
Should I?
Hello, sir.
Yes. So Lalita, you can take us through.
Yeah. New duties, integration and market oversight. A statutory requirement
Yes, I can hear you.
To collaborate and cooperate with other public authorities, including duty to promote integration with NHS and other services. Duty for local authorities to step in to ensure that no one is left without the care they need if their service closes because of business failure. CQC, oversight of financial health of providers, most difficult to replace were they to fail, and to provide assistance to local authorities if providers do fail.
Good. So there are 3 key new duties we can see here. The first one is collaboration, working together, cooperating together with another NHS, the National Health, then in extended support to care homes, private care homes, and others to make sure people who had COVID, were put in there, were supported, when there is business failure in one area or the other. And the last one there is the care
So the fact is, the distortion is still intermittent.
oversight of
Hello,
financial
sir.
financial health of most providers. It's still intermittent, and it's not clear. Then we would not be able to continue, because you're not able to hear clearly.
Yes.
Is that a case with everybody? Okay, if that case with everybody, then would need to postpone the meeting to Wednesday. Would that be okay with everyone?
Yeah, Krish,
Yes,
because
sir.
I'm also not able to hear you properly. And
Right now, everything is cutting. Every
Yes.
voice is cutting. Yes.
we are not able
Okay.
to understand anything.
Okay, so then we would suspend it and hold it on Wednesday. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's
Okay.
better. Thank you, sir.
Sorry for the inconveniences. All right.
No
Yeah,
problem.
okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, bye.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Right.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Raj.